Hello and welcome to episode 27 of my Working with Evernote series. Before I start this episode, I'd just like to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel over the last 9 or 10 months. We've just reached a milestone of 2,000 subscribers, and I am just so thankful to all of you who have subscribed to this channel and for making this little project of mine so worthwhile. I'm so happy to feel that I am helping many of you guys out there get a better understanding of how Evernote works and how you can use it in your daily life. Okay, let's get straight into this episode. In this episode, I wanted to give you a little, it's not, I suppose, Evernote specific, but it's just an idea that I have worked on this year. And it's something that I think is very, very useful, particularly now that we've entered the final quarter of 2016, which means that 2017 is just over 12 weeks away. So this is a great time to start planning your ideas and what you want to achieve next year. So I have 4 questions that I will ask myself during this final quarter. Basically over the next 2 months, so this is October and November, I will be adding stuff to this list that you see on the screen, and I will eventually, once we move into December, start sorting these out into tasks that I would actually move over to Todoist, but for you, you may be using Evernote as your task manager, which is perfectly possible. But anyway, what I want to do is just run through these questions with you and explain why I'm asking these questions or how you can answer these questions. So the first one, at the top of the list, I've created a bolded ideas. Now, this is basically for things that I would like to do next year. So in this case, write a book. I do need to decide on a topic for that book, but I do like to write a book every year. Next year, I think it's about time I actually ran a full course marathon again. I haven't done that for a while, and every year I put that on my list, and so far every year I've not quite managed it since 2013. So I do really, really want to make an effort to run a full course marathon next year. And over the next couple of months, other ideas will come through to my head, and I can quickly add these to my list. And if you followed my idea from last week, which is creating an incubator notebook where you can just throw in ideas that you're working on at the moment, ideas that are just bubbling around in your head, they're not specific tasks or projects just yet, then this note should be very quick to be able to access when you have an idea. Okay, so the 4 main questions that you need to ask yourself. The first one is, what would I like to change about myself? Every year, there are little things that we want to change or adjust about ourselves. We might want to change the way we dress at work. We might want to change our hairstyle. There are many things that we would like to change about ourselves. We might want to spend less time on social media and more time doing meaningful reading, although, to be fair, I do find that there is a lot of stuff on social media that can count as meaningful reading. But anything that you would like to change about yourself. Now remember, what you put down in these initial sort of brainstorming sessions, you can delete when it comes to actually setting out your plan for 2017. But for now, this is just a really just a collection area for all these things that you need to think about. The second question I would ask myself is, what would I like to change about my lifestyle? Now this could be maybe the way your diet. You might find that you're eating far too much fast food and not enough healthy food. You might feel that you're not exercising enough and getting out there into the fresh air. There are all sorts of things that you might want to change about your lifestyle. Just add them into this list. Now what I've done, as you can see, I've got a bullet points for these, and that's fine. I can just quickly bang, 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 bang. I preset that up so it just makes it easier when suddenly you get lots of ideas all at once. It's just easy to type return. You don't have to do any formatting on your phone. Third question I would ask myself is, what would I like to change about the way I work? Now, the world of work is changing, and it's changing rapidly. So it may be that you would want to spend less time in the office and more time at home, or spend less time at home in the office and in a coffee shop working. If you have that flexibility in your workplace, then maybe you can look into changing the way that you work. Another thing that you might want to change is for those of you who check email first thing in the morning. Not a very good idea. Maybe you want to change how you use email and get things organized in that area. So there's many things that you might want to change while you're at work. The fourth question, and I think this is probably a really good kind of add-on question, is what can I do to challenge myself? One of the problems that we all have, and I fall into this trap all the time, is that it's very, very easy to fall into routinal working or routinal life. And what I mean by that is humans are pre-programmed to follow routines. That's why when we wake up in the morning, most of us will actually follow exactly the same routine. We'll brush our teeth at exactly the same point. We'll have coffee at exactly the same point. We are very routinal animals. And in order for you to grow and in order for you to develop yourself as a person and develop yourself professionally, we need to keep challenging ourselves. So if you can come up with 4 or 5 things that you can do next year to challenge yourself, it will help to eliminate that trap of falling into just doing routine stuff day in, day out. So think about things that you would like to do that would be a challenge. It could be something as simple as learning how to use Photoshop or learning how to use Illustrator, or it could be starting a YouTube channel as I did this year. Anything like that is a challenge, something that you would have to give some real good thought to and figure out how you're going to do it. It's really good for your mind. It's really good for you as a person and a brilliant way of developing yourself. And at the bottom, I've got book topics. This is related to the top idea, which is to write a book. I need to come up with some ideas for the topic. So what I would do, this note, this stays in my incubator file and will stay in there now for the next 3 months. By the end of this, certainly by the end of the November, this will be pretty full of ideas. And then in December, I will start going through the list and choosing the ones that I am going to focus on for next year. And I will probably do another episode based on that when we get to the end of November, so I have a list of things that I can show you how I would turn them into actual goals and plans for 2017. But right now, the beginning of the 3rd quarter of 2016, it's all about brainstorming ideas. Get those ideas down into your note. Start building this note. Start populating it with ideas. It doesn't matter how stupid those ideas are right now, because when we get to the end of November, we can start editing those ideas out and just leave ourselves with a few really worthwhile things to go for in 2017. Okay, that's it for episode 27. I hope you found this particular episode useful. I haven't done this yet, but I do plan to put these questions onto my website so people can download it. If you want to have a paper version of this, that's absolutely fine. I'm also considering maybe actually sharing this a link to this note. In fact, I will share a link to this note and put it into so you can download this directly into your Evernote and use it from there. So look out in the links section below and you'll find this note will be in there, and you can just download it directly into your Evernote so that you can use it to plan your year next year. Okay, now all I just left to do is to wish you all a very, very productive week. And once again, thank you all to you who are subscribed to this channel. It really does feel such an honor to be able to help you all in whatever way I can to become more productive and get more important things done. Okay, let's see you in the next episode. And right, goodbye for now.